Hello, my friends. So many of you have been dreaming to come to Japan for work or just to live here, but you're not still aware. A lot of people are not still aware of the culture. You know, the cultural understanding part is a thing that not a lot of people talk about. So in this video, my goal is to teach you the culture and the language in order for you to make your transition a lot smoother. All right. So my promise to you in this video is in under 10 minutes, I'm going to make your transition smoother. If you want to be specific, I'll make you go from not being able to talk to people so much to after this video, you're going to be able to approach people on a daily basis. All right, guys, let's get started. By the way, if you don't know me, if this is your first time here, my name is seannarron and I'm an interpreter here at a big car company in Japan. And on YouTube, I teach foreigners like you the Japanese language and the culture so that you can actually start integrating in Japanese society, and that could reach your goal. All right, so guys, let's get started. So I'm going to talk about mainly 3 things in this video. Okay, the first one we're going to talk about is overall it's going to be the don't do. So I'm going to teach you what not to do. In other words, if you do the opposite of what I'm going to teach you today, you'll succeed. All right, so I'm going to teach you 3 things not to do. Okay, the first don't do, the first thing you don't want to do, you want to avoid is just doing small talk. So just doing small talk, not talking about deep stuff at all. All right, so in your country, I don't know if you're from Europe, if you're from South America, North America, I don't know where you're from, but in a lot of cases outside of Japan, small talk can be a big thing, right? In many cultures, people don't talk at a deeper level. They just talk about surface topics. They just small talk. They just do small talk. And if you're in Japan, you want to avoid it with all costs. You know why? It's because depending on how deep you go in the conversation, they're going to treat you depending on how you react, right? So depending on how you talk to the person, if it's surface level, they're going to react. They're going to be at the surface level. If you start talking about deep topics like family and kids, they're going to talk about their family and kids as well. All right, so this is how it works here. Remember, guys, let me say this: Japanese people are they observe before they start talking. So if they observe, if they look at you and if you're talking about deep stuff, they're going to come back becoming your friend. If you talk about only just small talk, they're going to talk about the weather too. Okay, so like I said, I already mentioned this, but a few things you can talk about is talk about their job. Like ask them, you want to make it a question. Ask them what they do. It's okay to ask them if they're married or if they have kids. Ask them what their, where their kids go to school, too, right? That's fine. That's totally fine. Again, depending on how deep you go, that's gonna kind of dictate how deep they're gonna come back. All right. So always make it personal. Okay. Our second thing that you want to avoid is shaking hands too much. Guys, Japanese people are very cautious at first. It's not like the West Coast, United States, where a lot of people are smiling and they're talking to each other. Here, a lot of people are very cautious. We want to know where you're from, who you are, which family you come from, which clan you come from, all that. Obviously, that last part's a joke, but we want to know a lot of things, who you are, all right? So if you don't know the person, we just don't talk to them. We don't shake their hands. On the other hand, there are some things that you can do, right? While you don't want to shake their hands too much, you can actually bow, right? And don't do a deep bow. I call it a light bow, which is called eshaku in Japanese. If a deep bow is like really deep, like at ceremonies and all that, eshaku is like this, like half bow, like konnichiwa, shitete shimasu. This is a half bow. I call it a light bow. It's called eshaku, and we do it to strangers and acquaintances. Okay, so if you know a person a little bit, you can do your little eshaku. If you don't know a person at all, if you're meeting the person for the first time, an eshaku is fine too. Instead of shaking their hands, you can just do the little eshaku, and they'll look at you, and depending on what you talk about, they'll probably get close to you, or if you don't talk about deep stuff, they'll probably just walk away. But the goal is to not be too pushy here. Just do your eshaku and talk about stuff. All right. Japanese people like to gain your trust slowly. They like to enjoy it slowly. I'm just joking, guys. So anyways, they would like to start slow and then get to understand you at a deeper level overall, like not in a day, but like throughout the month and 2 months, 3 months. The idea. You get the idea, right? So don't destroy it just by like shaking hands and being pushy. You gotta build that relationship little by little. It doesn't happen in a day. All right. And guys, nowadays like if you do your little ishaku, you're already ahead of like 99.9% of the people, because even locals here, like Japanese person and a Japanese, like when Japanese people meet each other, because of this like technology, generation, people are on their phones. We don't do this anymore. Like no one really talks to each other anymore. So if you're the foreigner who does the ishaku properly, and if you talk to the people, you're already ahead of a lot of people. Okay, so this is a big plus. Okay, our third thing that you want to avoid. So the third thing you don't want to do is stay quiet when the other person's talking. Now, when I say this, it sounds like, well, why would you want to be loud? Like, why wouldn't you want to be quiet, right? It's polite to be quiet. No, it's different in Japan. Okay, so it's always good to be respectful, but just shutting down and not responding is not good. All right, so I have my notes here. In English, like English speaking countries, we usually just stay silent when the other person's talking. In Japan, that's considered a little rude. It means that you're not engaging at all. It's a little disrespectful if you don't do what we call the aizuchi. You always have to, not every second, but every 10 to 20 seconds, you'll be like, hi, hi. You want to do that as well, right? So like in a lot of English speaking countries, like my father's from the US, in a lot of countries like this, people don't even respond to the thing if they don't like it, right? In Japan, that's unimaginable. You cannot do this, all right? If you're engaging with a person, if you're talking to a person, even if you don't like what the person's saying, you have to say like, so nan desu ka? Hi. There are a lot of ways to kind of avoid the topic as well. It's fine. But I'm just saying that like this English speaking world way, the way that we just shut down and don't respond to things when we don't like something, it doesn't work in Japan. It's very disrespectful, and the person's gonna think like, oh, should I walk away from here? So just don't do that, all right? I oftentimes catch myself, I'm kind of guilty of this too. When a Westerner is not responding, I often say it twice or like, just like another time, because for Japanese people like me, who was like born and raised here, it seems like if they don't respond, they probably didn't hear me, right? In Western culture, if you don't respond, it means like you don't want to talk about it. But for us, it's like, the person probably didn't hear me, so let me say it again. So it becomes this like constant, I don't want to talk about it, but I'll say it again kind of thing. So just the culture is a little different there. So even if you don't like the topic, always do the aizuchi, okay? Hi, so nan desu ka? So nan desu ne. There are a lot of words that you can use, all right? All right, guys, anyways, those were a few things that you always want to avoid in Japan. And like I said, guys, if you want to succeed in Japan, as long as you do the opposite of what I taught you in this video, you're going to succeed, right? So, always, it's like never stay quiet, right? So always be responding to people, this is a very important thing. And never be rude to people. That's another thing, right? So you know what I mean, right? Just do the opposite of what I taught you in this video. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, please give it a like. And if you have any questions, please comment below. I would love to read all the comments, because it helps me a lot with my videos. I'll talk to you in our next one. All right, guys, bye-bye.